Mabubara, ngajunu nilawal and Poelina, ngayu imarwara manan, ngai mandajara nganga, ngai nganga in Jugun and Yaru country, in Broome, my home. So in my language I said, good day, how are you? And that I'm a woman who belongs to the Muddawara, the Fitzroy River in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. And the Muddawara is everything to us, the Fitzroy River. It's our identity, it gives us our law, it gives us our language, our customs, but most of all it gives us a duty of care because we are bound as one society for the whole of the river with all of the nations standing together under Wallangari law. So this law is about teaching us values, about ethics, about virtues. It's teaching us that we live in a world of we, not me, and that the river is a living ancestral being with a right to live but also to flow. So what we're dealing with at this moment in time is climate change, and what we're finding is that it can't be business as usual. When we look across the world and we hear from IPBES and IUCN, and what they're saying is that it's Indigenous people who are holding these last bastions of biodiversity across the planet. And what we are saying as Indigenous leaders is, yes, we are holding these places, but we're holding them for our fellow human beings. As I said, we come from a world of we and not me. So we're in a moment in time where we need to come together. We need to bring collective wisdom. We need to bring people who understand economics, who understand nature, the environment, people and place, and start to look at how do we shift from the fossil fuel extractive industries into what we are calling the forever industries. And we call them the forever industries because they are the economics of well-being. How do we bring social culture in? How do we bring social capital, human capital, environmental? And we're living in a capitalist system, so we need some form of economics in terms of bringing that. But all of these forms of capital come in to make us and allow us to reach our full potential as human beings. So we hear through this climate chaos and uncertainty that it cannot be business as usual. And so what we're doing here on Muddawara country, working with the Muddawara River Keepers, looking at our environment, saying that this is a globally unique place and that the biodiversity here and the cultural diversity is not found anywhere else on the planet. So one of the things in terms of the forever industries or the economics of well-being is really looking around us, feeling country, hearing country, and wanting to share this place and space. So the Muddawara, the Fitzroy River, is National Heritage listed, which means it belongs to fellow Australians, but we're also working towards World Heritage. And so what we're saying is that this is a globally unique place and that it has multiple values, it has multiple values, and we don't need to just keep destroying it with fossil fuel. We're sitting on a canning basin, 500,000 square kilometres onshore and another 100,000 off. And what we're doing and what we're saying is that we need a different way to look at how we value this sense of place. So for us, we're building the Muddawara walking trail, we're working with the Muddawara River Keepers, we're building their capacity in terms of tourism, building their confidence so we can build their competence. So we've just finished 2 years of the BIOB study, and what that showed us is that country is changing, living water systems are changing. And so what we want to do is invite visitors to come to this place to understand that the river belongs to all of us. And so the new economies are things like culture, conservation and science, two-way science. How do we bring the Indigenous science in? How do we bring the Western science, and how do we sit around the table with people who want to invest in this place and start to look at how we can do bottom-up governance, bottom-up leadership. As I said, we come from a world of we, which means that in the Kimberley we always governed on scale, always from total watershed. Like the elders say, what happens upstream impacts on us downstream. And so we see this as the commons for the common good of all of us. And so this is a very very, very exciting place. You know, I say that if you come to the Kimberleys for one night, 1 week, one lifetime, you're always a part of it. So these economies like the global geoparks, the biosphere reserves, the culture conservation economy are all here ready for the taking. And what we need is people to come, to listen to what we're saying, to invest in looking at how do we build these new economies in ethical partnerships, people who share our values. So I wish you all a really wonderful opportunity to sit around at this economic forum, particularly the ecologies of economics, and start to think how we can do business a different way. So what we're saying is that we really need to look at these new economies so our young people, Indigenous and not, can still have this wonderful place that they can come to in generations to come. Say thank you very much, Galio Mabu, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.